Welcome to The Source, where we combine the headlines with in-depth conversations with the newsmakers themselves. I'm Pinky Webb. Today on the program, former Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo is sworn in as a representative of the ACT-CIS Party-list, making him the fourth member of his clan to sit as a lawmaker. From broadcaster to cabinet member and now a congressman, what will be Tulfo's priorities as a lawmaker? ACT-CIS Representative Erwin Tulfo joins us in the program. And the House of Representatives slaps another 60-day suspension on Negros Oriental Congressman Arnie Teves and forfeits all his committee memberships over his continued absence. House Ethics Committee Vice Chairperson Jill Bongalon tells us more later in the show. Former Social Welfare Secretary Erwin Tulfo is the newest addition to the House of Representatives after taking his oath as the fourth nominee of the ACT-CIS Party-list. His appointment came after the Commission on Elections dismissed the disqualification case filed against him. He took over the spot vacated by Congressman Jeffrey Soriano, who resigned in February. Tulfo is the fourth member of his family to be part of the legislative branch after his brother, Senator Rafi Tulfo, his wife, ACT-CIS Representative Jocelyn Tulfo, and their son, Quezon City Representative Ralph Tulfo. Let's go straight to the source of the story. We have ACT-CIS Party-list Representative Erwin Tulfo. Congressman na, hindi ho ba, Erwin? Welcome to the show. Maraming salamat sa oras po.
Thank you for inviting me, Ms. Pinky. Yes, maraming salamat at magandang umaga po sa lahat ng mga viewers natin at nakikinig.
So sabihin ko na, bago tayo mag-umpisa sa show, tinatanong kita, kamusta ka? Sabi mo, stressed. O bakit ka ba stressed?
Well, yun na nga, yung waiting, yung decision ng COMELEC, lumabas yung decision ng COMELEC last week, and then there was a schedule of date na swearing in, but then yung petitioner nag-file ng motion for reconsideration sa COMELEC. So I was already there in Congress. But I have to be sworn in. So I sworn in. I took my oath as a member of the third nominee of the ACT-CIS Party-list. See, it's stressful because nakapagpanumpa ako, Ms. Pinky, but then again, as a member of the House, pero I cannot fully function well at this point because while waiting for the outcome of that MR that a certain Attorney Tolentino filed. So I am limited. I can go to Congress, but I cannot attend committee hearings or sit at the plenary or things like that. I cannot until the resolution will come out. And according to Attorney or Chairman Garcia, they will tackle it within the 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, so they might have a resolution within 2 to 3 weeks. Opo. So, Congressman, there are limitations. Hindi po kayo pwede mag-attend ng session, pero wala na rin naman pong session. Sinidiya na ho, hindi ho ba? So, but you can't attend committee hearings and you cannot vote. All right. What will you do exactly now? What can or will you do in the meantime?
Well, yesterday I went to the office and they gave me the office assignment, which was occupied by former Congressman Jeff Soriano. And at the same time, I was talking to some lawyers, and then yung ACT-CIS kasi, Ms. Pinky, we have a battery of lawyers na doing research sa mga bills. So we coordinated yesterday. I coordinated with them, asked them na kung ito ba mga bills na ito, meron na ito mga, kasi I'm planning right now to file several bills when I come in, hopefully by the son of the president. I have 120 bills na I want to file, Ms. Pinky, all centered doon sa helping those unfortunate kababayans of ours, Ms. Pinky.
So, you know, it doesn't really, well, number one, hindi po siya nalalayo doon sa inyong ginawa din bilang kalihim ng Department of Social Welfare and Development. Before we go to that, though, 120 bills, that's a lot, Congressman. But what would be the priority? Gaya ng sabi nga natin kanina, it doesn't seem too far from what you did during your short stint as DSWD chief?
First and foremost, siguro a review of the Solo Parent Act, Ms. Pinky. Remember, you interviewed me that before when I was still with DSWD. The problem with the Solo Parent Act, yung pagbibigay ng allowance na 1,000 pesos to solo parents, hindi na ibibigay, especially when that solo parent lives in a 5th or 6th class municipality. Kasi ang magbibigay noon yung munisipyo or yung LGU. Pag 6th or 5th class municipality, walang perang pambigay. So we need to review this law na paano na lang pag yung munisipyo na kung saan siya nakatira ay walang pera, who will take charge? Who will pay yung kanyang 1,000 pesos na sinasabing monthly allowance from the LGU?
Do you think, okay, that's one way to look into this, because kung kailangan ho sila bigyan ng 1,000 piso, it shouldn't matter where they are, hindi ho ba? Kailangan maibigay sa kanila to. But is 1,000 enough? Meron ho ba kayong plano even to raise this or increase this?
Unahin lang siguro natin, Ms. Pinky, yung mabigay kasi since this law signed several months ago, wala pang natatanggap yung iba, yung mga nasa island municipalities. This is what I learned when I was still with DSWD. When they come to my office, they're asking like, wala pa po kami natatanggap na allowance. Sabi ko, saan ka ba nakatira? So sa mga liblib na lugar, dyan sa Rizal. So I said, okay, let me do something about it. Pero kailangan natin i-review yung law. No, kung hindi kaya, I even talked to DILG Secretary Benhur Abalos about it. And I told him about the problem. Sabi niya, oo nga, no problema yan na sex. So let me do something about it. So, and the only way to do something about it is to review the law. Siguro,
Opo.
kung hindi kaya nung LGU, maybe we can ask the government. Maybe we can ask assistance from the DBM na para maibigay, matustusan yung pangangailangan ng solo parent name because it is in the law.
Yeah, yeah. That's the problem. We have a lot of laws. The problem sometimes really is its implementation, di ho ba? What other ways? Kasi kung ang sinasabi nyo, kailan manggaling po ito sa LGU, I'm sure this is very important for solo parents. Inaasahan po kasi nila ito eh. So kung hindi po may pera, walang pera, there are not enough funds dun sa LGU, how do you see a resolution to this? That they will be given additional funds? Papaano ho ba yun? O kailangan meron talagang certain percentage silang makukuha mula sa national government?
Siguro there's just a lot of ways, Ms. Pinky, kasi may mga, yung iba inaasahan nila sa era nila,
Correct.
yung iba sa mga income nila. Unfortunately, kung 5th or 6th class municipality, wala talagang income. So mababa din yung era nila. So I guess this is the one way to do this is siguro we'll all put our heads together dyan po sa Congress, sa committee muna, and then talk about it. What do we do with this? Kasi kawawa din naman, Ms. Pinky, hindi na ibibigay sa kanila. Well, I know there's a lot of problems pa. Meron din pa nga yung mga senior citizens na mga 100 years old na, hindi pa nabibigay yung kanilang 100,000. Medyo may backlog yan dahil kulang yung pondo na naibigay ng Kongreso noon. So we have a lot of problems to tackle. Pero sa akin lang naman, to review this law. And then another thing, yung panukala, kasi I've seen this when I was at DSWD before, maraming PWDs and senior citizens are asking for help like, wala po kaming trabaho, ayaw naman mamalimos sa secretary. So naisip ko, I will file a bill kung wala pa, which my staff are researching now, na requiring private companies and government agencies to accept PWDs or and senior citizens at least 5 to 10% of their manpower para ma-employ mga ito, mabigyan ng mga natrabaho. Kasi when I was there, Ms. Pinky, senior citizen said, we don't want dole-out, Secretary. Maging PWD. Oo, hindi po ako makalakad, pero ayoko naman mamalimos. Gusto ko, may magagawa pa po ako. May magagawa po ako na trabaho. That's what they're saying. So,
in fact, maganda din dyan, Congressman, is that, you know, we give them a little bit more dignity, hindi ho ba? Senior citizens ho kasi, marami sa kanila, kaya pa talagang magtrabaho. I just remember a time that way back, sir, Si dating Manila Mayor Isko Moreno, sinabi ho yan. That was one of his campaign promises, that he was going to talk to big businesses in Manila and ask them to employ, I'm not sure now, because now that you've brought it up, 5%, parang ganun din po ng kanilang workforce ay ibigay, ialat doon po sa mga senior citizens para makatulong po sa kanila.
Right. Exactly po. 5 to 10% of the manpower. Unfortunately, this is, ironically, Ms. Pinky, as I look around, marami tayong government agencies na dapat example, may ganun na eh. I don't know if it's, hindi pa naman law o the executive order to accept may mga PWDs. Unfortunately, hindi nagagawa yon at mga government agencies pa.
Yeah.
So, yun ang nakakalimutan.
There shouldn't be discrimination. Yeah, there shouldn't be discrimination there. All right. Congressman, I need to ask you, okay, so those are top two, no? Itong Solo Parents Act na bigyan lahat ng beneficiaries nito, and to look into the plight of PWDs and senior citizens so that they can be employed. Let's talk about this disqualification case. So hindi pa ho kasi tapos eh. While the second division dismissed the disqualification case filed against you by Attorney Moises Tolentino, ang basa ko po, lack of jurisdiction on the matter. Dahil daw, as a pretext, this was filed many months after ACT-CIS won 3 seats in Congress, maybe 9 or 10 months later. Again, this involves, sir, questions on your citizenship and your past libel convictions. You mentioned a while ago there's a pending MR. So what happens now? Decide po ang COMELEC and Bank. That's what I'm assuming.
We are praying that they will really decide on the merits of the case, not just like dismiss it because of lack of jurisdiction. Actually, our prayer with my lawyer, Attorney Karen Jimeno, we seek this case be dismissed because we have replied and we have answers, Ms. Pinky, doon sa questions about citizenship. I have a certification from the embassy na stating na I am not or no longer an American citizen. I am not an American citizen. And then the libel issue about the moral turpitude, may lapse pala yan, may timetable yan, Ms. Pinky, 5 to 10 years according to the Supreme Court. So, and as a matter of fact, may dissenting opinion po, yung chairman ng second division ng COMELEC, si Commissioner Casquejo, sinagot ho niya point by point yung citizenship and yung libel. We were just surprised na hindi po in-adapt yun ng second division as a whole. Rather, what they did was they dismissed it because of a lack of jurisdiction.
What I'm reading here, sir, is that they don't have jurisdiction kasi nanalo na ang ACT-CIS 9 or 10 months after this disqualification was brought up. I'm assuming, sir, that it should have been done prior to, maybe even the elections bago po nanalo ang ACT-CIS. But maybe let's save that for another discussion. Still, we need to talk about this. Yung sinabi nyo nga pong, kayo Pilipino, it shouldn't be a question on your citizenship, but we need to take a very short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. I'm Pinky Webb. Our source today, ACT-CIS Party-list Representative Erwin Tulfo. Disqualification case, sir. So, I guess I wanted to ask you, ito ho ba para bang multo ho ba to, Congressman, na palagi na lang pong babalik? Is it a nightmare, sir? Dahil this is exactly what happened during your supposed confirmation, nang na-bypass po kayo ng Commission on Appointment. Di ho ba? Dalawang bagay yon, disqualification, libel, meron pa nga ho yung past life, your children, di ho ba? Explain it to us. Kayo ba, yun sabi nyo, hindi US citizen ho ba kayo? Kasi sinabi, you served in the army for 4 years, 1988 to 1992, and thereafter in the military in Europe, from what I understand, from 1992 to 1996. What happened, sir?
Well, like I said, I surrendered my citizenship, and there's a certification by the embassy themselves. And yun ang pinakita namin sa COMELEC, kaya meron pong opinion si chairman or si Commissioner Casquejo. Doon naman sa libel, meron kami pinakita na Supreme Court ruling stating na after 5 or 10 years ng conviction, naglalapse ho yun, and then you can run for political office provided doon sa decision ng case mo, it doesn't say na you are banned perpetually from holding public office or from running public office. So, sinagot naman ho namin yun. Kaya that was our prayer, Ms. Pinky, all the while na we were hoping that will be answered so that once and for all, matatapos na ho itong issue na ito. Unfortunately, it wasn't. So, now we're praying again na sana sagutin na ng unbank mismo itong disqualification because of this citizenship issue. Galing pa nga, tama ka, from CA, and pati yung moral turpitude, yung libel cases, nasagot naman namin. Even lawyers, some lawyers agree, and some people inside COMELEC agree with us doon sa aming reply, doon sa aming mga statements, doon sa aming mga pieces of evidence that we have submitted, Ms. Pinky.
Opo. So I guess the problem is they reason that it was a lack of jurisdiction. I just questioned this, sir. What is your lawyer telling you? From here, who holds jurisdiction over this issue on you? Hindi ho kaya yung, I'm not sure, sir, baka the House Electoral Tribunal, pwede ho bang pumunta yan dyan?
Well, supposedly, ma'am, because I'm already member of the House, pero my lawyer just texted me right now to sabi niya, easy on answering some questions baka kasi it will be tackled by the unbank. I'm sorry, Ms. Pinky.
Sino ho ba yan? Si Attorney Karen ho ba?
Karen Humeno. She just texted me na easy answering questions. Please tell Ms. Pinky. Kasi idadaling pa sa unbank.
Sige po.
I'm sorry. But I can answer other questions.
Let's just state the facts then. Sabi po.
Parang she's telling me here, avoid all those questions about COMELEC.
Sige, nasa kamay naman po nila. They will decide in 2 to 3 weeks. I guess there was something I read that if it's lack of jurisdiction, if hypothetically, yun po ang sasabihin din ng COMELEC and Bank. I was just wondering, Attorney Karen, ito ho ba ipupunta sa House Electoral Tribunal? All right, so let's skip that. You were already advised by your lawyer regarding that. So, again, siguro as a last point na lang po, napag-usapan na po natin ilan sa dalawa sa priority bills ninyo. You know, nung na-bypass po kayo, when you weren't appointed by the Commission on Appointments, sabi niya, there are other ways to serve the public, hindi ho ba? Bumalik ho kayo sa radyo, hindi ba, kasama si Nina? Why being a congressman? Why is it that ito na lang po ang inyong naisip na next step after the DSWD? And of course, being a broadcast journalist, sir.
I was just waiting for someone to ask me that question, Ms. Pinky. To tell you honestly, I really felt bad when I wasn't confirmed by the CA, Secretary of DSWD. Pero later on, this past few weeks, I realized now, siguro it was a blessing in disguise because I learned a lot of things. A lot of laws need to be passed or filed para doon sa mga kababayan natin na nangangailangan ng tulong, mga mahihirap. Siguro somewhere along the line, God sent me there para I will learn and then I can help. Kasi pag secretary ka naman, you cannot do anything. You will just execute what you're supposed to do. Pero kung lawmaker ka, you can pass a lot of laws. Yung nabanggit ko na review of the solo parent, yung bill for senior citizens sa PW, there's a lot more, Ms. Pinky. I realize also, and because, remember, di ba umikot ako sa Pilipinas noon when I was DSW Secretary, isa lang hinihingi na tulong, pati mga kausap yung mga 4Ps. Isa pa nga dyan, I will be filing soon. Ito pong if you notice, Ms. Pinky, libre na yung mga tuition fee ng mga bata sa college, kukuha sila ng nursing, engineering, etc., etc. The problem now, kung ang nanay nila ay kasambahay o tatay nila tricycle driver, oo nga, tapos sila ng pag-aaral because libre ng education. The problem now is hindi sila makapagkuha ng board exam because walang perang pang-board, pang-review. And my plan here is to file another bill na ilibre na itong mga anak ng mga mahihirap, sagutin na ng gobyerno, ng CHED maybe, ng government, yung first review nila. Review sa nursing, review sa teacher, review sa engineering. Kasi marami mga bata, graduate nga, pinagmamayabang ng kanilang nanay, like yung kasambahay namin, yung anak niya kailangan mag-review dahil graduate siya ng criminology, kailangan pala ng board exam pa niya, walang pera. So, nangungutang. So, we did that. So, paano kung walang mautangan yung parents? So, we need that law na naman to pass it. Kasi ang daming mga bata, mga magulang, cannot afford to send them to review school. So, natetenga, hindi sila nakakapag-nurse, hindi sila maging PT or engineer dahil kakulangan ng pera na naman. So, konektado, Ms. Pinky, all of this, hindi lang napapansin kasi we're so focused in other issues, which hindi ko naman masisi dahil we have a lot of problems. This country has a lot of problems, which I understand naman the administration is really working and doing its best to alleviate yung kahirapan ng mga kabayan natin to get out of this situation because of the pandemic, Ms. Pinky.
ACT-CIS Party-list Representative Erwin Tulfo. Sir, thank you so much. And once you're there, after July 24, pag mag-decide po ang Commission and Bank, let's talk again about your priority bills. Thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, ma'am, for your time. Thank you.
We will be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned.